Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Natavara, Radha Natavara Radhe, Jaya Radha Natavara, Radha Natavara Radhe, Jaya Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe, Jaya Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
So Sri Radhavalla Prabhu is not here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to sing in his place.
Okay, go ahead. And you have to give Maharaj.
It's already done. It's already done.
No, about he will be doing the slides. Maharaj will be presenter, yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Yashamati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gularanjana Kana
Yashamati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Kaniyadamana Vidhana
Kali Yadamana Vidhana
Amalaharina Amiya Vilasa
Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Vipina Purandara Avina Nagarabara
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara
Vamsi Vadanasu Vasa
Bamsi Badana Suvasa
Braja Janapalana Surakulana Sanana
Braja Janapalana Surakulanasana
Nanda Godana Rakokovala
Nanda Godana Rakuvala
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Sundarananda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Basanahara
Rasa Rasika Kripamoya
Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya
Shirada Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara
Sri Radha Vallabha Brindavana Natavara
Bhakti Vinodashraya
Bhakti Vinodashraya. Translation: Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Vraja, the delight of Gokula, Kana, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kaliya serpent. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the Lord of the 12 forests of Vraja. He's ever youthful and is the best of lovers. He's always playing on a flute and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Vraja, the destroyer of various demoniac dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nanda Maharaj's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsels of Vraja who were bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the rasa dance. He's very merciful, the lover and beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the shelter and only refuge of Thakura Bhakti Vinod.
Thank you very much. So, Hare Krishna Maharaj. So, today is a very important day in our calendar. There are a lot of things happening, and hopefully Maharaj will enlighten us all. Today is Krishna Full Dola, Salila Vihar, Shri Radha Raman Dev Ji appearance, Shri Parmeshwari Das Thakur disappearance, Shri Madhavendra Puri appearance, Shri Srinivas Acharya appearance, and last day of Vaishak Mas, Masudan Mas. So Maharaj.
I'm having some problem with my camera. Can you see me at all? No.
No.
What do you see on my screen?
Just yellow screen, Maharaj. Yeah.
Yeah, even when I go to the camera independently, it gives the same thing. So maybe anyway, it's your good fortune. You can't see my face. Let's see if I can share my, okay, share screen. Okay. Okay, can you see our PowerPoint show?
Yes, Maharaj, we can.
Okay. This is about all I can do. We worked on this today because so many things are happening. We had Rukmini Dwadasi, the Jayananda Triodasi, the Sringa Chaturdasi, and today you're mentioning different things. And tomorrow we're having a NEOS Board of Directors meeting the same time. I'm on my Mayapur TV, Spanish language presentation. And so this is the presentation for that. And then we're preparing for our nice festival in the Bear Cove Park, whatever it is. And Jaya Hari just came back with 30 song sheets and stuff for the festival we did. So this is in Spanish, but I can explain it. So they asked me, what's his name? Radhika Nagar. He's a very, very nice devotee. He's organizing the Latin American thing. How's my volume, by the way? Is it okay, or do I have to put the headphones on?
Volume is okay, Maharaj.
Okay. So anyway, they asked us to make this presentation. And he said, maybe you want to talk about Nrsimhadev because it's the same time. I said, oh, of course. So this is Señor Nrsimhadev, nuestra Istadevita en buenos y malas. And English will be Lord Nrsimhadev, our Istadevita in thick and thin. So Prabhupada uses that term. And they got this picture. It's Lord Nrsimhadev sitting on the throne of Indra after Hiranyakasipu has been evicted. That I didn't realize before, but looking at it, there's pieces of Lord Nrsimhadev of Hiranyakasipu all over the steps. There's his head lying up there and his arm lying down here, but not much blood. So maybe he had some kind of unusual body that didn't have a lot of blood in it. So anyway, everybody's afraid to approach him. Okay. So next slide here. This is from Mayapur TV, 2023, 6th of May. And we give us a little biography of ourselves here. Hanuma Persik Swami, Professor H.H. Robinson. I was born on Guam, 1948, in the Marianas Islands. I graduated with a first place prize in psychology, 1970, from the University of California. I was initiated in 1974 by Srila Prabhupada, sannyas in 1984 by His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar. And we began NEOS, North American Institute for Oriental and Classical Studies, on 2004. So it's interesting, these things, looking at your life and what's happened like that. Okay. And here's a very nice picture, of Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami, Dr. T.D. Singh, Brahmachari, walking along in the beach with Srila Prabhupada with a very nice coat. And of course, these dialogues are very, very famous. Okay, next slide. So this is a quote from see, how can I make this screen go away? Okay, from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the screen is blocking my view here. Okay, well, anyway, you can read what verse number it is. And in the picture, you can see what it is. This is when the conversations between Lord Chaitanya and Ramananda Roy. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, when he became a devotee, he recommended that Lord Chaitanya, when he was traveling in South India, meet with Ramananda Roy. And no one knows the mellows of devotional service better than he does. Maharaj Prataparudra was the king of Orissa. He stopped the Muslim invasion. But Ramananda Roy was his power in the south. He was his viceroy. So very, very great personality. And they met and they began to talk about things confidentially. And Lord Chaitanya asked him, he said, well, what is the best thing you know? And Ramananda Roy said, well, you should engage in your Varna Ashram duty. As a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or as a Shudra, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Brahmana, or as a Vaishya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmana, whatever the combination of modes of nature are acting in your character. And you should sacrifice the results to Krishna. And that is the best thing I know. So I've heard big Christian preachers saying the same thing exactly. Just do your duty and God's pleased with that. Okay. But Lord Chaitanya said, well, this is fruitive activity, So then he goes ahead and offers different things. He offers, giving everything up. You stop being involved in all these social responsibilities as a student, as a father, mother, and just take sannyas. So Lord Chaitanya also rejected that. Then he makes this quote from the instructions of the prayers of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma said the best thing is to stay in whatever your position is, according to the social order and civilized cultured life. Yeah. And of course, the Vedas give a very exact description of that, how to do student life, how to do grihastha life. Stay in that position and then hear from a self-realized soul about the glories of Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya accepts that. That's it. That's transcendental. But if you know something better, so he keeps on going, and he describes then finally the mellows of Vaikuntha, the mellows of I guess of little avatars. And he comes to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the best. And then he starts describing the hierarchy there. And finally he comes to Radharani, and then Radharani in separation from Krishna. You know. And then at some point here, he actually sees Lord Chaitanya as the combined form of Radha and Krishna. He loses consciousness, comes back to consciousness, and says, I can see who you are. It's quite surprising, though, if you actually met somebody and realized that they were Krishna or whoever they were like that. And Lord Chaitanya then says this very famous verse. So please repeat after me. Stavara Jangama Deke Na Deke Tara Murti.
Avara Jangama Dekhe Na Dekhe Tara Murti.
Sarvatra Hoya Nija Ista Deva Sporti.
Sarvatra Haya Nija Ishtadeva Spurti.
So Prabhupada quotes this several times. And the translation is the Mahabhagavat, the very advanced devotee, he sees, of course, everything moving and not moving. Yeah. But he doesn't exactly see their forms. Yeah. See, okay. But actually in all places he sees manifested the form of the supreme Lord. Okay. So the word by word here is Ista Nija Ista Deva Sporti. His own adorable Lord is manifest. So this is the term, is Ista Devata. Probably all of us have our altars, our personal altars. And then maybe if we're living like, in serving Rukmini Dwarkadish in Los Angeles and living in one of the apartments across the street for the Grihastha devotees or near there. Okay, but almost always we have our own Istadevata. And so we were just kind of talking about, we thought it was a good idea because our talk about our Istadevata on this for this festival. Okay. And this, of course, is very, very common in the amongst the acharyas. Rupa Goswami, his deities were Radha Govinda. And here they are. I guess this is them in Jaipur. Doesn't look like them. It looks like Madame Mohan. But anyway, he had his own deities. And of course, he built a very, very beautiful temple, which you can see here. He inspired people. I think there were 4 more stories after this. And of course, you can just imagine how beautiful they were. Very, very fine. And so much effort into his own personal deities. Sanatana Goswami had Madan Mohan. Jiva Goswami had Radha Damodar. Gopal Bhatta had Radha Raman. And it seems we might say that Srila Prabhupada, Krishna Balaram, amongst all the deities, he personally chose them to be in Vrindavan. And he said, well, people don't worship Krishna and Balaram much here and like this and that. But a real feeling that he was very, very attached to them in that sense. Yeah. So, of course, our institution as a sannyasi under Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON is the Anjana Sutta Academy. Anjana, of course, is the mother of Hanuman. So he's also sometimes, of course, called Anjaneya. So we started the Anjana Sutta Academy. And here's our altar. You may have seen it on the left. We got Nishingadev, who's our Istadevata somehow or other. And then somebody gave us Prahlad, like that. And down in front, we've had many people give us Hanuman deities, But this was a nice Hanuman deity from Nepal, very nice. And then our japa beads. Okay. Of course, Rupa Goswami's japa beads were kept and were worshipped. Tadiya. Tadiya means paraphernalia. And so they're part of the transcendental connection. Practically speaking, it may be the only thing that we receive from the spiritual master is our beads. So chanting on them, worshiping them, respecting them, taking them out for sun baths, rubbing them with oil from our fingers, making sure you're eating properly so your oil is nice. Then, of course, also we have a flute, playing for Krishna. And Tom Brown and Buck White, somebody gave us this monkey piggy things, kind of like some Sankirtan paraphernalia. In the background, we have Prabhupada's books, and Prabhupada's books says you can do artik to these books. They're transcendental. And Light of the Bhagavad is something we've been very, very motivated to use for our Sankirtan preaching, organizing festivals, publishing the art, and a very, very nice picture of Krishna there in Goloka is the source of everything. So this is our altar. And here, Lord Nrsimhadev, Arya Devata, die. Picture. I was using some of the education we've acquired from Pablo for our movies. It came out very, very nice picture came out. I took it today, and then I was able to remove the background and put a nice black background. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. So, one devotee, his name was Max Myers, and he was in San Francisco. He went to the South San Francisco Academy of Art, became an artist, and he had a little bit of addiction to alcohol and drinking, which is common amongst artists and stuff. Little something there, so never was initiated, but regularly participating. He said one time he was in Prabhupada's presence, and he had a view of what he could only understand was the Virat Rup. He's a very nice person. We were friends. So he told me in the gift store in the temple in Berkeley, San Francisco, he saw this Lord Nrsimhadev, and he was attracted, And then he went home, and for the next 2 days, he just kept appearing in his mind again and again. So finally, the next week or something, he went to the gift store and he said, well, how much is that deity? And they told him it was pretty reasonable. And he was saying, okay, if you want me to buy you and take you home, I'll do it, but I can't promise anything special. And not just a great devotee, but he felt very, very connected to Nrsimhadev. And we were visiting maybe like 5 months later, 6 months later at his house, his studio. And as he said, I would be really happy if you would take Lord Nrsimhadev and worship him, because I feel that I'm not giving him any proper, situation here. So please do this. So somehow or other, that's how we got the Murti, this wonderful Murti of Lord Nrsimhadev. Okay. And we've been worshiping him, for more than 40 years, associating with him, worshiping him like that. Yeah. So Lord Chaitanya says to Sanatana Goswami that all these Vaikuntha deities, they all have conch shell, club, lotus flower or lotus hand, and a chakra like that. And depending on the arrangement, because you start with the deity's upper left hand, which is on our right, then you go down like a clock, over and up. And so upper left, lower right, upper right. In that order, then you can see, well, there's four items could be in the first hand, either a conch shell, a club, a lotus, or a disc. Okay. So then in the second one, only 3 possibilities, because you've already used up one of them. In the third one, only 2 choices. And of course, that automatically dictates the third one. So you can see there's going to be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, or 24 different possible Vaikuntha deities. And Lord Chaitanya gives a name for each one. So our deity with the conch shell there, the club there, lotus hand, and chakra is Janardana. Okay. Maybe you also can go through and find out if your deities, what their particular name is. Jana, as we understand, means the people, and Ardana means to protect. So sometimes it's a name for the Paramatma. He's also protecting everybody individually, So they're Nrsimhadev. He's out. Janardana. Okay. What else we got here? Okay. So like I say, we would been with him through many, many circumstances, and I was just thinking of two of these. Uh, Actually, we went to India the first time in 1978. Okay, Prabhupada's Tirabhava festival, just somehow or other, and many different experiences, traveling alone. And I think was it 78? When was Abhishek's Mundan ceremony? 84?
No, Maharaj, I don't know what, 80, 81 something, 81? Where was it?
91. 91,
90
1991.
91, yeah, 91, Maharaj.
84,
Okay.
he was not born, Maharaj.
Okay. So anyway, we went to uh, India at that time, and we were staying in Vrindavan. And you had sent me, like, contact information for Lucknow, and we were going to meet on a certain time like that. You were going to be there. But somehow or other, the letter got misplaced and lost. But one devotee, Kritikarma, said, just go ahead. Yeah, Krishna will arrange it. Okay. So we got on the train, and here we arrived in Lucknow completely alone. No idea of anything about a Hare Krishna temple, if there even was anything, and not speaking much language. And, so I went around talking to people and trying to find out something about how to get to Lucknow, how to get to Naimisharanya. Then after maybe half an hour, I figured out actually it was called Nimsar. Then finally I ended up at the bus station, and finally they were saying, oh, no buses now tomorrow morning. Okay. So then one rickshaw guy, he said, come with me, I'll take you to a hotel, sir. So he took me to some guest house. It was the airplane guest house. And they had maybe like 4, 5, 6 rooms and a kind of a patio area. It was kind of clean and simple, but I wondered, my God. And he was talking to the manager, and obviously was asking for a little bit of a cut, of the room rates. And and then when he was leaving, he through different hand gestures, he asked me if I wanted some female association. And I was, pointing to my cloth, and he was nodding his head like, well, that doesn't matter so much. So I finally convinced him, no, I didn't, want any to talk to his sister or anything else. But that's the kind, I say that because that's the kind of what was happening to me. It was like, my goodness, I'm the fringe of the criminal world. Maybe people will come in tonight and cut my throat and steal and alone, sannyasi. But Lord Nrsingadev was with me. So I put him out made a nice place in the room, made a little altar for him. And then I did sung the Gaur Artik, and I sung the Kirtan all by myself, kind of dry experience. But there was some reciprocation there. He was there, and then offered the incense and everything in my mind, And it gave me strength at heart, purified my calm. Here I am. Okay, let me go out. So by then it was, the sun had already gone down. So I went out walking, and there was a kind of a major road near there. I don't know where. And we went down. There was a Hanuman temple in Lucknow, and I think it's it's Nim Karoli Baba's Hanuman temple. So maybe even could trace out where we were. And then I was Hanuman. Oh, okay. And then there was one man approached me. Oh, are you ISKCON devotee? And I said, yes. I am life member. It's a very, very nice time talking, and he was asking questions. Then I found some milk cake and took it back. So just one experience of being together through thick and thin. And one more example was we were in Kolkata in when was it, 1980, 84, and it's something. And Prabhupada disappeared. It was the anniversary of Prabhupada's disappearance. No, birth. It was 1996. And we were there to organize a program for Prabhupada's centennial with the Bhaktivedanta Institute, And in the end, it worked out that I was just there alone. Bhakti Sudamana left, one like 125-year-old Manipuri sailor, something like that. He'd been the steersman on the British warship when Queen Elizabeth was inaugurated. A very old guy, just very kind of just disorganized, but very friendly, very nice. So the two of us were there in this flat. There wasn't even windows in the place yet. It was on the by American standard, on the 3rd story. The elevator shaft was just open. You could have fallen in and killed yourself. And people said it was the hottest summer in 35 years. That was our first summer in India and everything else. So very, very stressful. And, I was trying to go out on the buses and go traveling and go to different places and try and make contacts. And we were able to do something, but of course, couldn't eat anything. Just barely, barely surviving. The heat was so much. But still, somehow or other, we pushed ourselves to get up for Mangalartik, do kirtan, chant. And when we were chanting and moving from side to side, dancing, we had to be very careful because if we didn't balance properly, we would have fallen flat on our face. So Lord Nrsingadev was there. And one advantage was we could just buy a little altar for almost no money. That was India. But he looked like he was hot also. He looked like he was also just like suffering from the heat and, perspiring and stuff. And so, we were very much together through that experience. And so many things in our whole life in the last 40 years, we've gone through so many things together like that. And this a very, very nice program. Okay. So our daily worship, our daily program of worshiping him, and everybody has that, Radhanath Bar. Everybody has their own particular program, which is, and Prabhupada is basically saying the basic principle is you should serve your deities with love, as much love as you can come get together, and that manifests as cleanliness. And so you should keep your altar dusted. You should keep it clean. All the paraphernalia, all the offerings, everything else. And of course, it's their house. You are their servants, so you should be clean. House should be clean. Okay, cleanliness and punctuality. So maybe you can only offer something once a day. Okay, then do it, but do it at regular time, punctual, like that. Then finally, all the things about what kind of paraphernalia you have, an altar or not, you have change of clothes or not, so many details. But the main thing is love, cleanliness, and punctuality in whatever you do. So we have a regular daily program in the morning, but we're sannyasis. So in the Nectar of Instruction, in the first text, there's a song from Jagadananda, which describes the sannyas life. And the last lines are, Yadi chaha pranay rakite gorangera sane chotahari daser kata takiyena mane balana kaibe yara balana paribe hridayete Radha Krishna sarvada sevibe. Okay, let's all chant together. Yadi chaha pranay rakite gorangera sane Chotahari dasera kata takejena mane balana karibe yara balana paribe hridayete Radha Krishna sarvada sevibe. Yeah. If you desire to associate with Lord Chaitanya, always remember the incident of Chotahari Das and how he was rejected by the Lord. Do not eat sumptuous food, and do not dress in fine clothes. Always remain simple and humble, and serve your lordships, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, in the most confidential part of your heart. So this is the idea that Grihastha, according to his means, has to worship the deities. Otherwise, he is 100% guaranteed to fall down. And so using all these things, using opulent machines, tools, big family, powerful things like that. But the sannyasi is renouncing all these things. So his worship is within the heart. Maybe you're supposed to offer clothes. Maybe you're supposed to offer a flute. Maybe you're supposed to offer ornaments. Maybe you're supposed to offer, well, you can simply take one drop of water in the Oxman cup and then say the prayers for offering it and put that water in the pot, in the dish. And like that, you can offer it almost mentally, or else you can do completely mentally. There's a story in Chaitanya Charitamrita of one Brahmana who was very poor, but he had very, very beautiful worship, bringing water from all the different sacred rivers. A very famous story. Or else so that's what we do. We have a very, very simplified program. Okay. We get up. Actually, we usually get up early, maybe like our clock goes off at 1:08. And rouse ourselves out, maybe 4 hours of rest, and start chanting, you know, and then start writing, maybe answering letters and looking at different things in terms of Sankirtan preaching. And then we're reading, from teachings of Lord Chaitanya in the morning, things like that. And then chanting japa. So we have maybe 7 rounds done before Mangalarti, and some letters written, everything else. And then at 4 o'clock, we, maybe 3:30, of course, we take our bath and wash our clothes at the same time. And then, of course, get dressed, put on tilak, and then after that, then we wake up the Lord at 4 a.m. Okay. So sabadabra koruno bhagavan vibridha prema smitena nayanam buruham brajanbam utaya vishva vijaya chano vishadam madhvagira paniyata purusha purana. Tista tista Shri Guru Chadanin Kripamoya Tista tista Gauranga Jahini Mahaprabhu. Yeah. So every day chanting the prayers and of course learn what they mean, and trying to wake up the Lord musically, in lotus feet, and all your Ishta Devatas, Radha Gokulananda, Govindaji, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Okay. And then we offer Argya. Idam Argya, Damaksmaniyam, Esamada Parka, Damaksmaniyam. Yeah. And washing the Lord's mouth. Prabhu Kripaya Swagatam Guru. And having come down off of his altar. And then we're bathing. We offer oil and to rub his entire body. Of course, this is all mental. And then we idam paniyam. Then we're mentally imagining and washing him with nice water from his face and all of his different paraphernalia, his conch shell, and his body. And then we actually then take our uttariya, because of course we have clean clothes on, our top cloth, and then very, very nicely, dry him off, and every day and rub him down like that. And of course, it's such a sensuous experience. We've been in this bodily concept, and we can be feeling like, doing in such a way that is pleasing to him, and actually experiencing the presence. Prabhupada said, don't say I didn't give you anything. I gave you Harinam, I gave the deity worship, book distribution. So many things. And one of those is actually being able to touch the Lord's body. Then we offer clothes. Idam Satarya Vastram, Idam Tilakam, Idam Upavitram, Idam Abharanam. And we have a different necklace for each day of the week, and including Sunday and so on. And people send us some, but because we're sannyasis, we either give those away or send them back to the person who gave them to us, other ones. And then, of course, we put sandalwood paste, imagining on his lotus feet, and offer tulsi leaves. This is how our morning service, and of course, it engages our mind. And because we don't have a house, we haven't got a car, we have very little of these things. We're traveling, we have to become detached from them in the past. We have a 25-year-old automobile, 23-year-old automobile, and a house which is in some ways falling down. So it's not so. It's easy to be a little detached, but in the householder life, of course, it's very, very powerful stimulation. And so then of course, offering things should be more in terms of those physical things, and they become all neutralized, and they can't cause us distress. Okay. Then very, very beautiful prayers. Very beautiful prayers. Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, in the first canto, there's a list of incarnations. We can all chant this together. Chatur Darsham Narasingham Vibrabdaitendram Urjitam Didhara Karajar Urav Erakam Katakridyata. In the 14th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Nrsimha, and with his nails bifurcated the powerful body of the atheist Hiranyakasipu, like a carpenter bifurcates a piece of cane. Jai. Yeah. And then in the second canto, there's also prayers about the incarnations. Let's all chant it together. Tripishta porubaya hasana shringa rupam Kritva brahmad brukuti damsta karala vaktram Daitendra mashu gadaya vipatantam arad Ural nupacha vidadara nakais purantam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead adopted the incarnation of Nrsingadev to destroy the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of the demons, Hiranyakasipu, who challenged the Lord with a mace in his hand, placing the demon on his thighs, and tearing him in pieces with his nails, while he moved his eyebrows because of anger, and showed his terrible teeth and mouth. Yeah. So here's a very, very nice old picture of Nrsingadev. So many pictures of Nrsingadev on the web. And down below is very ferocious picture of Nrsingadev. Ah, my God. Everybody who sees lions become frightened. And of course, Prabhupada liked us to chant this Das Avatar Stotra on all the incarnation days. And this is the one for Lord Nrsingadev. Avakara kamalavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakasipu tanubringham keshavadrita narahari rupa jai jagadish hare. Tabakara, your doers, your workers, your karma, your hands, lotus, excellent. Yeah, your very, very beautiful lotus hands, have inconceivably sharp nails, and you tore Hiranyakasipu in pieces like a wasp. Then there's the prayer at fifth canto. Prayers by the inhabitants of Jambudweep. Prahlad says these, and there's also Hanuman offering prayers. I think there's Lakshmi offering prayers to Aniruddha or somebody, and Bhumi offering prayers to Varaha. Varaha. So these are, again, very, very nice prayers, nice concepts, beautiful. Okay, so we go on here. And finally, of course, in the seventh canto, the science of God, there's the 8th and 9th chapter, which are about Lord Nrsingadev kills the king of the demons, and then the Prahlad pacifies Lord Nrsingadev with prayers like that. So here we see some nice representations. Lord Nrsingadev looks like somebody coming back from the battle with his armor on. And the next one, he's here like, listening to Prahlad, and Prahlad's offering very, very sincere prayers to him, like a little child, with no particular self-consciousness or no particular, what's the word for it, duplicity or something. You're just standing in front of him, and he's in it. There's no real awe or fear. He's just in such a childlike, consciousness. Then on the left, there's very, very nice artist rendering of him sitting and holding Prahlad in his lap, and offering prayers. But to me, it's really the very strongest impression that he has no bodily consciousness, more or less. He just absorbed in Nrsingadev in a very, very simple sense, not seeing his grandeur and all of these things. What is he actually seeing when he sees Lord Nrsingadev? Okay. That's maybe I finish our presentation here. Muchas gracias a todo el mundo. Many thanks to everyone. And hopefully all of this is executed under the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and we don't run out of that shade. And of course, we are www.jairama.us. So thank you all very much. Any questions or comments?
Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful Narsingadev Katha. That
Now
was,
you have to do one for Radhanatbar. You're going to put together a slideshow for Radhanatbar, as yours today with this. Yeah.
all it could happen with your mercy, Maharaj, nothing impossible. And so I was listening this morning in the Dum Maharaj, and he said that Radharaman appeared because of Narsingadev. Gopal Bhatta Goswami prayed him that Narsingh Chaturdashi, that all my cohort Goswamis wonderfully dress their deities, and I got shilas. What I do, I need to do something to dress you and have some relationship. So next morning he saw that when Shila is turned into Radharaman. Yeah, so that's how he appeared. Is that right? We have Radharaman followers here, Vishnu Charan Prabhu, Vinaji, and have you heard that, or is that authentic?
No, I didn't.
You did not hear. Okay, so
No,
now
I didn't
you heard
hear
it.
that part.
No, now you heard it. That came
Okay.
from. Okay, that's what Indu Maharaj said this
That's
morning.
nice to know.
Yeah. So any other question or comments from Maharaj? Because it's getting late for Maharaj. So anyone else has anything to say? Thank Maharaj for staying late for us. Okay, no one has any.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my camera's not working. Maybe it's, we're getting too ugly.
Dandika bro, you have to say something. You turn on your camera. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thanks for going.
Yeah. Thank you for the house.
Okay. So
Okay. Hare Krishna.
thank you, Maharaj. So see you tomorrow.
See you in the park.
Yes, Maharaj. So tomorrow we will be having our formal Narsingh Chaturdashi festival on Barfield Park. So we'll not have this program tomorrow. Out of town and India devotees, we will not have the program tomorrow. So we'll move on next.
But maybe we can also somehow or other broadcast from the park also. Yeah.
We can, but yes, we could, but for India people will be too early, but they can still join if we can do that.
Yeah.
Do that, yeah.
Okay.
So that's so we'll go to the next part of the program. Sridhar, are you going to lead us in Narsinga prayer?
Thank you, Maharaj, for everything. Really enjoyed everything.
Okay.
Namaste Narasingaya Praladaladaine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Srilatankanakalae Ito Narsingo Bharato Narsingo Yato yami tato narsingo Bahe narsingo hirdaye narsingo Narsingamadim sharanam prapade Tava kara kamalavare nagam Adbhuta shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vringam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Nrsingadev, 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 Jaya Nrsingadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Thank you, Sridhar. So that brings close to program for tonight, and let's unmute ourselves and a Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha
Vancha kalpatarubyascha kripasindhubhyo patanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.